My old track. Yes, she sang and she shimmy like everyone singing about sugar. But you can't blame a boy for going proud like a story fast. Well, you went by her for me like that. Now time, baby, make out a little better. Talk to her. Look on your face. Oh, this I soak in my soul in gas and sit in my heart. Sing second thought it doesn't have you in it. Feel the flame again. I go back. Ooh, yeah. I messed up. When my spirit starts singing down, your way. And look on your face, all of your desire. Soaking my soul in gas and sing my heart.
All right, everybody. Unhappy Wednesday. Coming to you live once again from our humble abode here. This is the Unhappy Gilmore Show, powered by Green Legion Radio, part of the Green Legion Radio family. We thank you, as always, for joining us from wherever you may be and whatever device you're using to stream us on YouTube. So please pull up a chair, turn up the volume if you gotta, use the company dime if you're still stuck at work, crack open a cold one if that's your thing on a Wednesday night, and let's try to have some fun as we put an end to day 3 of this week's hostage situation and look forward to tomorrow being Friday Eve. I got Keenan and Lou in the room, both very happy about the earlier start. Look, guys, I'm happy it works out for you too. So this is it's a win-win, right? Works for me, works for you, works for everybody. Thrilled to pieces. Been a few since it's just been me, right? So last week it was Quimby and I on here doing the schedule release, something him and I have done and I love that one because I don't have to do shit. Okay. Sometimes it's nice to not have to carry it, right? And Q comes in, he's got all the info, he's got all the Green Legion stuff for all the trips and whatnot, or most of it anyways. And he's able to give all those details. And I just, I can sit back, laugh, make comments, bitch about not being able to go to Green Bay. Although that one's not quite dead yet. And we're going to get into that in just a little bit. You guys are going to think I'm all out of my goddamn mind. So, it was fun having Q. I always enjoy, very appreciative whenever he's got the time to come on in. And I always enjoy spending time with him, whether it's, on this platform or, when we're out on the road together, whatever. Always a good time when the Chief gets involved. 2 weeks ago was what? 2 weeks ago was Heart of the Order. Let's make sure I'm getting my dates right here. So last week or 2 weeks ago, Heart of the Order. I think, did we skip it the last week of April? And so the week before that was the draft where we did rounds 2 and 3 at the back porch with a bunch of our Eagles nest out here. So yeah, it's been a few since it's just been us. So I didn't try to push. I was gonna talk to Stephanie and see if she wanted to come on to give a little bit more detail. You know, she is the president now. She's the boss lady, the big boss lady. Not that she wasn't before, but now she's the presidente. Well, how would you say that if it's a lady? Presidente still? I don't know how that works. But anyways, but she is not only trying to line up all the Green Legion stuff, she also just moved. So not really a good time for her. We'll try to get her in another time to talk to us a little bit. Steph is absolutely awesome. Samantha always, you know, Samantha knows she doesn't need an invite to come in here. Of course, neither does Steph either, but Super Sam, you know, right from the get-go was supportive of this whole thing. So anytime I can get their ear and get them in here to help entertain you a little bit is always a good time. So Louis said the song was choppy. I mean, so I don't have that switchboard thing that Quimby does, right? I don't have however the hell much it costs to go get that thing. I've got these shitty little Insignia speakers. And the funny part is, guys, just to give you a heads up, these two little speakers. Now, you guys have seen me, Keenan and whatnot. You've seen me, met me in person. My hands are not very big, okay? These two little speakers used to be what we would use to play the fight song on here for our Midwest Eagles nest. This was all we needed. And then that went by, you know, that kind of blew up. And I ended up with the bigger speaker. And then, I mean, by the end of last year, we just didn't even use one because the house sound wasn't even loud enough to drown out all the people. So we just did our own thing. But anyways, yeah. So that's how when I'm actually able to play something other than the stock music that you all hate, it's coming out of those two little shitty speakers. So it kind of is what it is. Keenan, early start for us elderly. Let's see. Keenan just got home from Beantown, and I can honestly say Boston sucks. You know, so I don't care for Boston. Anything that stands for as far as sports. Okay. I also don't care for the demeanor of some of the people up there where you still have a level of racism. I'm not a fan of that either, obviously. But as far as the city itself, the history, the sites to go see and whatnot, Boston's pretty cool. And as much as I might hate everything they stand for sports-wise, Fenway Park is baseball. When you walk in there, I think some people have never been there before. They go for the first time, like, oh, it smells like shit. Like, no, it smells like baseball, dude. Like, yeah, the bathrooms are terrible, but like the ballpark, it smells like baseball. Okay, it's a piece of our of Americana. But Boston in general, overall, if you're going sightseeing, not a bad place to go. Lou Mancini, nothing choppy now is considered to continue. No, I think it's just coming out of those speakers. They're just small. You know, they're not really meant for it. So I have them kind of, I would guess they're maybe 2 feet away. I don't want to turn the volume all the way up. And plus, don't forget, we're streaming here, so it's going to be a little bit haywire. Chuck, what's up, brother? Long time no see. How the hell are you? Chuck Bolger signing. All right. Yeah, he commented earlier, said he'd be in. All right. So let's get down to the business end of things so we can get off and have a little fun here and then get the hell out of here. Part of the reason for doing the show a little early tonight, and we may try to keep doing this. I have been trying to get back to the gym, and not so much about lifting weights and trying to be, big buff daddy. It's not about that. It's, I allowed myself to get up over, like, I was pushing 240 pounds. And for me, that's hideous. I never really got back away from that after football season. So what we're trying to do is just, I'm not like, starving myself here or anything, but we're trying to watch a little bit on the fat and the carbs and shit, calories and whatnot, and just trying to get over to the gym. Yes, using some weights, but also the cardio too mixed in. Nothing crazy. We're not trying to be all fucking, Adonis over here. Those days are long gone. But so it's part of the reason to do this early is to come in, be able to get the show done, and still have time to get over to the gym for an hour. It's only 5 minutes away from me. Get over to the gym for an hour or so, get back home, and still be home at a reasonable enough time where I can shower, relax for a little bit, and then head to bed. So, and I'm trying not to take any days off. So here we are. Anyways, let's do this here. Let's get to Michelle's favorite part of the show, right? Our sponsorship. Everyone, we are proudly sponsored by Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philadelphia. Just minutes away from the sports complex, Cheerleaders gives you the area's most beautiful women on 5 different stages. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m. and until 4 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. For group information, call 215-467-1980 and to reserve a private booth and party package. Also offering free parking, a full menu, daily drink and food specials, and a premium selection of cigars and a cigar lounge. If you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sporting event, you can't get out to the link, you can't get down to the bank, head on over to Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club and enjoy the 75-foot HD TV wall, as well as HD TV screens throughout the entire club. Once again, folks, that's Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philadelphia. Call 215-467-1980 for all of your group and party needs. Yeah, Lou, did you catch that? Look at the way he looks back when he promotes Cheerleaders. They'll appear around the corner. A lot of times, Michelle will be sitting right over there. You go through the window, it's the kitchen right there, and then right to the right there is where our table is. So a lot of times she'll be sitting right there. Just, she just got home from work 20 minutes ago. So she's been kind of unwinding, futzing around on her phone. That's why I do the whole, Michelle's favorite part. Got to have some fun with it. At the bottom of your screen, folks, as always, greenlegion.com, right there, scrolling across. Bunch of trips are up, a bunch more coming. Let's run through them. Where are the Eagles going this year? We know where they're going this year. We're going to Buffalo. We're going to Kansas City. We're going to Tampa Bay. Obviously, we're going to New York, Washington. New Jersey, Washington, and Dallas. But we're also headed to Green Bay and back out to L.A. for a game against the Chargers. That game against the Chargers, the folks that tuned in last week, you heard Quimby. You've seen the details now. First 3 days of the trip in San Diego. Why? Well, it's a little bit nicer than L.A., right? And that's where all the Chargers fans are. You piss off more people down there. From there, bus up the morning of the game. Keep in mind, it is a night game. Bus up from San Diego to Los Angeles, where you will check in at the Lum Hotel, which is connected to your tailgate location at Cork and Batter. You will walk in the front door of the Lum Hotel, find your name. You're pre-keyed. You grab your room key, go straight to your room. No need to deal with check-in or anything. Straight to your room, drop your shit, get yourself cleaned up, head back downstairs, down the hallway that connects directly to Cork and Batter. And Cork and Batter, if you've not been out there on that trip, if you've never been to that place, it is in Inglewood. It is a 15-minute walk to SoFi, which on game day, you're perfectly safe. I don't know if I would do it when it's not game day. It is Inglewood. But the staff, the food, the atmosphere, the layout, Cork and Batter has got it all. We were there last year. It was fantastic. Great time. They got Q was upstairs setting up the radio show stuff. I was outside out front doing the check-ins for people showing up for the tailgate, and the staff there decided to bring me a heaping bowl of Richards just to mess with me. And just great time, great people, great food, great atmosphere, and close to SoFi. So really can't complain. After the game, keep in mind you're back early enough to head back in, go right back into Cork and Batter, drink your face off, head back down the hallway up to your room, try to sleep it off as much as you can, get up the next morning, fly back home. Bam. That's your trip. 3 days in San Diego, the 1 day in LA for the game, and back home you go. Washington and the Swamp, as always, bus trips. Sounds like our good buddy David Loeb will be on the bus trip to New York. Sounds like he's going to do he's going to guest co-host for the pregame show on the ride up to the Swamp. So that should be fun. We're also at Minnesota. I don't really know much about that. I've been to Minneapolis before. 2019 baseball trip, took my boys up there, saw a Twins game, Mall of America for a day. It was a good enough time. That's about all I can say about it. Dallas is looking like the one that I may be on this year, or one of them. It's right before Thanksgiving, which is always a date that I throw to Q and Steph that, hey, look, I'm available. I can come help. This year, it's just last year it was LA. The year before it was Kansas City. This year it happens to be Dallas, which best tailgate on the docket every year. And it's Dallas. And so you get to go there and win that game and stick it up their ass. Green Bay, my white whale, my unicorn, my Eleanor, if you will. 2019 schedule release. They put the Green Bay game at Lambeau on a Thursday night. Couldn't make it. 2020, no fans because of COVID. This year, it's a Monday night, November 10th. My son will looks like he will graduate from basic training. The estimated date is, let's see here, November 6th. So we're going to pause right there, and I'm going to give you my really bad idea. He graduates from boot camp on the 6th of November. The 5th, that would make Wednesday the 5th, family day. So Michelle and I would head out on Tuesday the 4th and drive down. This is in South Carolina. It's a 7 to 8 hour trip, I think, from here. Maybe 9. Get there Tuesday night, get up Wednesday, do family day, Thursday graduation. Friday, she drives back to Ohio. I fly to Green Bay from South Carolina. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that one off, but we'll see. Right now, that is where my deposit is Green Bay. So I've already talked to Samantha and let her know that I may be in a bind. Q is aware as well. So we'll see how that goes. But wanted to pause there and give you my really terrible idea. Tampa Bay, again, and we're going to get into the schedule here in a few minutes. Again, this is in September. 4th week for the second year in a row. 2 years ago was week 3, but all 3 at Tampa Bay. We are at Kansas City, week 2 of the season. We were there 2 years ago when we had lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We went out there right the weekend before Thanksgiving and won that game on a Monday night. So we'll see what this year brings with Kansas City in their house now, looking for a little bit of revenge after what we just embarrassed them in the Super Bowl. And the last one that we didn't discuss is Buffalo. That one's on December 28th. And when we talk schedule, this is another one that I'm gonna talk about here. So those are your trips, guys. Buffalo, Kansas City. Well, let's go in order. So it'd be Kansas City, Tampa Bay. I really can't do it in order, right? Because they're not in order. Anyways, we'll be at Buffalo, at Kansas City, at Tampa, at the Giants, at Minnesota, at Green Bay, at Dallas, at the LA Chargers, at Washington, and that is your away schedule for this year. The other package that's up on the page already right now is scheduled for April of next year, and that is the Green Legion invades Guatemala. I can pull up the details on this. I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm going to guess it's fishing. Let's see. Heard that right? I bombarded you with my fishing exploit. Yeah. So go ahead and click on that if it's something you're interested in. This is, it's not for the faint of heart when you look at cost. But if you're a big fisherman, you've got the means to get into this stuff like Q does. Looks like a pretty badass trip, to be perfectly honest with you. So there you go. That's your greenlegion.com. Head on over to greenlegion.com. Early bird deposits are over now, so you go to get in, you're getting in on the trip itself. On your trip right from the jump. All right, and that takes care of that. So, what else do you want to talk about tonight? Let's get to the boner of the week real quick here, as Lou Mancini tried to guess it earlier, and a little bit off. Lou's usually been pretty sharp with this stuff, but this time he's a little off. So I think we have, there was a couple different ways I could go, but one of them I'm going to make a topic instead, and that's the tush push thing, and Green Bay filing to try to get it banned. So instead of making that boner of the week, because obviously it didn't get shot down, we're going to make that a topic here in a few minutes. Boner of the week, I am going to go with Juan Soto. Now, you guys all know I'm a Yankees fan, so you can call me you're just a hater because blah blah. Well, you know what? You're all Phillies fans, and I'm sure you hate Juan Soto too, because he's a Met. But for a guy who signed this deal that's currently worth $765 or $35 million, whatever the hell it is. However, it will end up being worth $805 million when the Mets and him go ahead and do all that do-si-do in a few years. He has started out the year absolutely atrocious. It has been a rough go for Juan Soto. Not that it's breaking anybody's heart, right? I don't really want to hear. I don't think anybody's feeling sorry for a guy making that kind of salary. But a bad look too, right? So he is drawing his walks. This much I'll give him credit for. His on-base percentage is still at .379, even with a terrible batting average at .247. But 8 homers and 20 RBIs. He's coming off seasons. So last year with the Yankees, he batted .288 with 41 dingers and 109 RBIs, a .419 on-base percentage. In 2023, a full season with the Padres, and I mean full season, he played all 162 games. He led the league in walks with 132, .275 batting average, .410 on base percentage, 35 homers, 109 RBI. Last year, he leads the league in runs scored as well. So this guy, he came up at 19 years old. He's with Washington, then to the Padres, the Yankees, and now the Mets. So this is a guy who's 26 years old and is already on his 4th fucking team. And not just, it's not just the 8 years in the league. This is his 4th team since 2021 or 2022, right? Yeah. 22, 23, 24. Yeah. 4th team in 4 years. So it just, and, to his credit, he stuck to who he was. Always said he was going to go free agent. Never backed away from it. Cashed in. I'm happy the Yankees didn't do it. I was actually disappointed to see the contract offer that the Yankees did make. Because as great as he is at the plate, Juan Soto, he is not a 5-tool baseball player. He's not even a 4 or a 3-tool baseball player. He is a 2-tool baseball player. He can hit for average and he can hit for power. Okay? He is not fast. He can't run for shit. He does not have a good glove and he has no arm. So he's not. He is a two-tool baseball player that you are now paying $805 million for over the next, however long, 15 years or something. And now we come to this point in the season. He's batting .247 with 8 homers and 20 RBIs. We're 48 games in. He's had 214 plate appearances, 174 at bats. This is a rough start. This is as bad as he has been. This is the worst he has been since the 101 game, since 2022. Yeah, 2022, he was pretty bad. All things considered. But he's on pace to, duplicate that kind of year. Now, is there always pressure on these dudes when they sign the contract? The first thing, what's up, buddy? Well, yeah, I think you've got time, dude. All right, well, you're gonna have to wait a minute. You've got. I just lost my train of thought. So, 15 years, $805 million. Completely lost my train of thought. These children. So, brutal start. That's where I was. The big contract. A lot of guys struggle that first year. Right? I'm not making excuses for him, but it's reality. It's also New York. Now, he played in New York last year, but last year he was playing fast and loose. He knew what was coming. He was going free agent. All you do is put up another big year, and he's going to cash in huge. Now he's got to live up to the expectation, and now it's not just about living up to expectation, but now you're kind of the big dog on the team. Yeah, Alonso's there, Lindor, but you're Juan Soto with the massive contract. And that's where everyone's going to look. Whereas had he stayed with the Yankees, he's got Aaron Judge to kind of shadow him. He's got Aaron Judge standing in front of him as the face of the franchise. He's having a hard time handling it, and you could totally see it over the weekend against the Yanks. So he went 1 for 10. This is in Yankee Stadium. He goes 1 for 10 with 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 runs scored in the 3-game series. This is not the Juan Soto you're used to seeing. He's not walking with any kind of swagger. He looked very, very dejected. Does not look like he's enjoying himself at all. And I'll tell you right now, I am here for it. Good for you. That's what you get. You want to go play for a AAA team in Queens? You go be my guest, dude. Sign your 15 years, $800 million contract with a team that will forever and ever be little brother in New York. It's not close. You could go win 5 championships in a row. It's still a Yankees town. No questions asked. No question about it. Nobody wants to hear it. Oh, sure. You'll get a few more Met fans, these guys from in New York, they're like, well, I root for both. And whatever. It is a Yankees town. It'll always be a Yankees town. You're never going to get over that. All you're going to do is just keep trying to punch at that glass ceiling with all of the pressure that it brings, trying to live in the shadow of the most successful franchise in the sport. I get it. Not over the last 20-some years. I understand. But overall, it's the most recognizable, successful, iconic team in the sport of baseball. It's really not much to debate there. This is the New York Yankees. That's the brand. It ain't the Mets, guys. So good for you, Juan Soto. And I hope you don't like it. Can't wait to see him choke when we come back to when we head over to the Shea Stadium, listen to me, City Field, to hopefully kick their ass again. I know you guys enjoyed that too. So that's your boner of the week. Liam, you're good, buddy.
Thank you.
You had time. It was just set to start at 7 p.m. Sorry, guys. My son. So my kids finished school for the year today. And so I have an app that I set how much time he can spend on his Xbox. And during the school year, I kind of try to limit it, especially during the week. But now that it's all over, so here we are. All right. Who is this? That'd be me every day. Hello. I can't tell by the picture. Is that Brian? I can't tell by the picture. Anyways, there's your boner of the week, Juan Soto. Two sides to that coin, though. Okay. For as much enjoyment as we're getting out of his early struggles here, keep in mind, folks, and I said this about Rafael Devers when Chris, Lou, and I were talking on Heart of the Owner podcast a few weeks back. Guys tend to play to the back of their baseball cards. Guys who've been in the league for a while and have been established, right? They tend to play to the back of their baseball cards. So as much as Juan Soto is struggling right now, I would expect there to be a hot streak somewhere that kind of levels him back out and gets him where he needs to be. Now, maybe it needs to be a stretch against, Pittsburgh and Colorado, but I would expect it to come at some point. It did for Rafael Devers. I'm sure it will for Soto as well. Although, for now, we're going to go ahead and keep enjoying that. And he's a liability in the outfield. There you go, Mets. So that's the problem with Soto. It's the same problem they have with Alonso. Although Alonso's hitting because he's got Soto in front of him. If Soto doesn't hit or produce at the plate, whatever, he's almost useless because he doesn't run well and his defense is horrible. So there you go. Brian, what's up, brother? Baseball sucks. Yeah, well, like I keep telling people, it's kind of a smart person's sport. But anyways, we didn't come here to just talk about Juan Soto tonight, now did we? No, we did not. Wanted to discuss some very serious issues with you. Oh, who the fuck am I kidding? So, spring meetings took place over the last couple of days. One thing that came out of it was players being allowed to participate in the flag football events at the Olympics. I think the next Olympics is 2027 or 2028, something like that. Lou Mancini, good call. Anthony Rendon is a poster child of beware the free agent. No doubt. That is a horrible contract. But yeah, so one of the things come out of spring meetings is these guys are going to be able to participate in the flag football at the Olympics. There are some stipulations. I think they have to be 25 years of age or younger and only one player from each team. So it's not like A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and Devontae Smith can all go. Personally, I don't know how I feel about it overall. I would rather my guys don't try to go hurt themselves, though I do get this is, about the Olympics and it's country versus country, and I'm in for that. I worry about who goes, what is their role on the team, how vital are they, what happens if they twist, you know what I mean? It's still still cutting and stuff like that. It's not tackle, but still a lot of football moves. So that's one thing. The biggest thing for us anyways happened today. And that is where the Green Bay Packers had presented to outlaw the tush push. Now, we're going to talk about this in just a couple minutes. Walden, what are you talking about here? How can you respect yourself saying you want a gold medal in flag football? To me, that's whack. Well, dude, it is the Olympics. So if you're the best team in the world at it, it's still pretty good. So the Green Bay Packers presented this option to be voted on and all the talk has been it's to eliminate the tush push, all right, brotherly shove, whatever the hell way you want to call it. But it's more than that, all right. And I need everyone to understand that it's not just the tush push, okay? Because it's very easy to get wrapped up in that because that's all that's been talked about. Oh, we're going to ban the tush push. We're going to ban the tush push. Jason Kelsey was there today speaking to these folks, to the owners, about the probability of injuries and whatnot on said play. So there is obviously all the hype around it goes to that. But if you look at the wording, the verbiage, if you will, of what the Packers actually presented, you can't just go to the NFL and be like, I want you to outlaw this play. It doesn't work that way. You have to outlaw the actions that are taking place in order to make the play work. And so tush push is pretty straightforward, for lack of a better way to put it. It is exactly that. Jalen Hurts snaps the ball, and they push his tush as far out as they can. So, again, what you have to do is find things within the play to try to outlaw. And that's exactly what the Green Bay Packers did. They were trying to get outlawed the act of pushing a player. Okay? Pushing a ball carrier forward. It's not just the tush push. Okay? It's not just, I don't like that because I can't stop it. We need to get rid of it. Obviously, we all know that's what they're after. But had this thing passed, there were other ramifications. So the fact that it got as close as it did was a little bit surprising to me. The vote failed. It needed 24 votes. Ironically, it was 22-10, which I'm pretty sure was the score of the playoff game against the Packers last year. I already read the cheerleaders part. Yeah, she knows. She's very impressed. But yeah, you beat the Packers, so that's how it gets voted down. It's 22-10. What was going to happen was this was going to outlaw being able to push people. So you're not just talking about, Jalen Hurts being shoved for a first down. How many times a year do you see a ball carrier get stood up trying to get into the end zone? Maybe it's on a sweep. Maybe it's on a swing pass. Maybe it's on a quick slant. He catches the ball. He's at the 1 yard line. He gets stood up there. He's trying to fight. And then here comes an offensive lineman and just shoves the whole pile in the end zone. You wouldn't be able to do that anymore either. Okay, so it would have changed a hell of a lot more than just our play. Now, ultimately, the fact is, so they had 16 votes back in March or April, and they tabled it until today. Now, they got up to 22. The next time they do this, whatever the hell that is, it's probably going to pass, that they're going to outlaw it. But you're going to see that sort of change across the league. And I don't know what, Buffalo was on our side because Josh Allen actually runs this play really well. Let me try to pull it up here and get the actual wording. Green Bay wants. Let's see if we can get it this way. Here, let's see, NFL.com. Let's pull it up here. I should have had this up before, so sorry about this, guys. Guys and girls, in the updated proposal. Okay, so here it is. They revised their proposal. This is what I mean about finding a portion of the play to get them to outlaw it. The revised proposal to ban the tush push plays submitted by the Green Bay Packers. Discussion and potential vote on the fate is expected this week after it was tabled during the annual league meeting on April 1st. That was where I was mentioning before, 16 votes. In the updated proposal, pushing or pulling a runner in any direction at any time or lifting him to his feet would be banned, which offers a broader stance, harkening back to the rule set from the league's start through 2005. So yeah, what this would do is, it's exactly what it says. You go back to the way it used to be, where you weren't allowed to do that shit at all, at any point, anywhere in the game. So again, the example I gave, if Devontae Smith catches a quick slant, he's at the 1 yard line, lowers his shoulder, can't quite get through the defender, gets stood up, he's fighting before they blow the whistle. Here comes Mailata and shoves them both into the end zone. wouldn't be able to do that anymore either. So that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Now, obviously, we all know it's directed at the birds and the tush push because these freaking teams are a bunch of weak-ass crybabies that can't just go figure out how to stop it. No, they got to go cry to the league and it's not fair. Fuck you. Nobody cares what you think is fair. Stop it. Stop it. You can't. I don't understand why you not being able to stop it is our problem. Is it a pretty looking play? No, of course it's not. You know, aesthetically, if you're trying to please a new viewer of the sport, this is not the play you want shown over and over and over again. From an Eagle standpoint, I think it's beautiful. Now, look, I don't like that we go to it so often because there is a lot of smashing and crashing going on there, and there's a lot of important players in that mix. So it does make me nervous. But the bottom line is it's been wildly successful for us. And the only problem teams seem to have is they can't stop it. So instead of trying to devise a way to stop it, they want to go bitch to the league and get them to outlaw it. Well, the league wasn't going to do that. Last year, this came up. Goodell himself said, no, we're not just going to ban a single play. This year, the Packers had, there was a proposal. It seems like it was a little too one-sided finger pointing at the birds and that specific play. They still got 16 votes for it because, we won the Super Bowl and everybody's pissed at us. No one likes us. We don't care as usual. And then, so they revised their proposal, broader stroke, outlaw any of the pushing or pulling or lifting into the air of any player on the field at any time, any ball carrier on the field at any time. And they almost got it over the goal line, pun intended. I think the next time this votes is particularly if we come into this year and we have another deep run and that play still is a huge part of our arsenal, I think you'll see that pass, unfortunately. But it's not our fault. Other teams are a bunch of candy asses. Let's just enjoy this while we can, because 2025 is probably the last year you're going to see us be able to do that play. Legally, anyways, unless we have some other variation of it. We'll see. All right, so that's the tush push part of it there. Now, I am going to offer this up, and for the last 15 minutes or so here, we're going to talk schedule. Last week, having Quimby on, like I said before, guys, at the opening of the show, if I could have him on every week, it would be life's greatest joy. But one thing I didn't get to do last week, as we were going through the schedule, it was more about let's get here's the schedule, here's the Green Legion trip information, which is what that show is for every year. I didn't get the opportunity to really give my opinions much on the way the schedule is laid out. And that's okay. That's why we're here this week, right? Like last week had its purpose. Now we're here this week. So the Streamyard link is now up. We're going to go through the schedule for the next 15 minutes here, and then we're going to call it a night. So I'll give anybody a minute here if you guys want to click on that and come on in. Staying on topic, though. Nothing outside of the schedule. If you got a comment on the tush push, that's fine too. But we're gonna stay on topic here. So we'll give that just a couple minutes. While we're waiting, I mentioned before that my kids finished school today for the year. Grady was actually finished quite some time ago. He's basically just waiting. He will officially graduate on Saturday morning at the Cintas Center, which is where Xavier basketball plays their games. And then a week from Saturday, we have his party. The Monday after that, he will start working with me for the summer. And then on August 26th, he ships out to Fort Jackson, South Carolina to start his Army career. And Brian Walden, oh, shit. Here comes trouble. What's up? How we doing?
What's up, Adam? How you doing, man?
All right, man. How are you? Long time no see.
Man, working, man. Fell off a little
Yeah,
bit, but just working.
I understand. What's on your mind, my friend?
I just want to talk with you with the schedule, man. I feel like it's a crazy schedule because we Super Bowl champs and everybody hating on us right now. Like just like they tried to ban the tush push. But to be honest with you, man, it is what it is. Like we got it, and I feel like we gonna win a lot of them games, man. It don't matter. I like
So I
that.
give you some, well, you get some positives out of the way with the schedule first, right? Like first and foremost, our bye week is in the middle of the season, which is good,
That's what I'm
right?
thankful for this year.
Yep.
That last year I was mad because it was week
I was
5.
not. I was not, and that's because we had a lot of early season travel. We went to Brazil, we were at New Orleans, we were at Tampa. We needed that week 5 breather to get reset, and then we ended up with injury problems too. So it actually worked out. But I do like you, and I prefer the bye week to be right in the middle of the year.
Yeah, I understand that, and especially what happened after week 5. That's when what made me a believer because I was like, if that would have went south, I would have been was like, yo, I would have been one of them people blaming, but I'm glad that it went the way it went because we Super Bowl champs and nobody can
That's
say.
right.
Yo, guess what?
What's up, buddy?
I'm be honest with you, bro. And I ain't even put a picture up on Facebook, and I ain't even say nothing on Facebook. I met JPP today.
Ah, all right. Very
I
cool.
saw, yeah, I saw him at Newark Penn Station, and when I saw him, I'm like, yo, I know that egghead, and cause I'm like, I hated him, and when he played for the
Yeah,
Giants, bro, when
yeah,
especially
he was a
when he played,
menace.
yeah, and I walked up to him. And I was like, excuse me, do you play for the Giants? Then you play for the Giants? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I knew it. And then he just dapped me up. And it was like, because I deliver coffee in the morning. So this was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And so I was like, I just dapped him up. And when we both went our way, and it is what it is.
Nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy. I think
Good.
he felt a little type of way when he saw my Eagles hat on.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Word,
It's good. It's good to hear about. You hear a lot of stories about players being dickheads, former players being dickheads.
yeah, and,
So it's
and
always nice to hear about a former player, especially a guy who had the success he did,
yeah,
behaving like a nice person.
yeah. Somebody was like, did you talk to him?" And I was like, at that time in the morning, like I'm going to work. I was on like my way to work. It was like, oh snap! I'm glad I saw you, but it's like I gotta go to work. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like picture taking or nothing. But hey, it is what it is. If people believe me or not, I don't care.
Hey, man, you can run into these guys anywhere.
Yeah,
They're human beings too. They've got lives, they got jobs, they got
yeah,
shit
and
they got
that's
to
what
do.
that
Yeah,
and that's what like what blew my mind. And when I saw him, I'm like, this dude like played in the NFL, and we at Penn Station like at this early in the morning, and he don't have nobody with him.
no, he's a big guy. He don't need no protection.
Yeah, that's and yo, you say that, Adam, and I was like, yo, man, if somebody try to do something, bro, he played defense, he throw people, yo.
Yeah,
There's
people don't realize how big and strong these athletes really are, man.
yo,
Like these guys.
bro, when I
Oh,
saw
he's
him,
a pussy. You're like, yeah, okay.
yeah, all right. I was like, man, nah, but it was just a good experience. That's all.
That's good. I like hearing. I like hearing when players, play current or retired. It's
Yeah,
nice to hear when players are cordial to everyone. At the same time, you got to respect their space too. Like I'm sure there's times when he gets approached situations where he doesn't
yeah.
want to be.
That's why I
Yeah,
kept
you
it
got to be cool
moving.
about it.
That's why I kept it moving. I was like, I know it's early in the morning, so I know who wants to talk to like somebody that early in the morning. So I was like, oh, I know you play for the Giants. Nice to meet you. All right, I gotta go to work.
Yeah. I know you played for the Giants. Nice to meet you. Go Birds. See you later. Right? We're out
Yeah,
of here.
he saw the hat, so I didn't even say go Birds. He saw the hat though.
He knew what was up.
That's what I said.
So, all right. So, I mean, we got the bye week in the middle of the year, right? We don't play a single team this year who's coming off of a bye week. I looked at that too. So it's all pretty much equal rest, or we have the advantage on rest, which is nice.
Yeah.
The problems I have with the schedule, though, is we're the only Super Bowl champion to not get back-to-back home games at any point in the season.
Yeah,
we
and
play on the road. Yeah, we play on the road back-to-back weeks twice.
Mm-hmm.
We once again have to go to Tampa in the sweltering September heat for the third year in a row.
Word.
And we get the Buffalo game.
Why can't we get
December
back home?
That Buffalo game is on December 28th. It's going to be a blizzard in Orchard Park, New York. If they would have just switched the Tampa and Buffalo games around, I wouldn't complain as much. And I'm not going to complain overall. We knew who the opponents were. We knew it was going to be a really brutal schedule no matter what.
Uh-huh.
Just certain parts of it, I don't really care for the way it's laid out.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm trying to go to that Buffalo game, man.
That's gonna be cold as shit.
Yeah, I live like 6 hours from Buffalo, but I'm just trying to go up there that day of the game, or probably like the night before the game, because I don't want to stay out there that long. But I got a complaint too. You was complaining about that. I hate that we had to play Washington, and if I'm 2 weeks, we play them, and then we play somebody, and then we play them again, and then we play them in, if I'm not mistaken, the Giants too. And I'm like, why? Like, why we gotta play like that? I hate when, and they did that. I want to say for the past 2-3 years they did that to us, and I'm like, why we got play the NFC teams back to back 3 weeks? That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, after week 4, so we're home against Dallas. Now look, to start the year, we're against Dallas Thursday night. We open the season against the Cowboys. Listen, if they want to have Jerry have to come into the Philly and watch us raise a banner, I'm fine with it. The only thing I will say is, first week of the year, you're not going to have George Pickens all pissed off yet. That's going to happen probably 6 weeks in. He's going to start bitching and he's not getting enough targets. But it's not going to be week 1. Week 1, he's going to be all happy with his new team, right?
Yeah, everybody. That's everybody. When you come week 1.
Then we're at Kansas City, home for the Rams, and at Tampa. But after that, there is a 4-week stretch heading in before our bye week where we're home for Denver, at the Giants, at Minnesota, home for the Giants. That 4-week stretch, I think I honestly believe we're going to take all 4 of those games. I really do.
I meant the same thing, but it's just that stretch of all right, we play the Giants, and then I think it's they said, I heard 17 days in between us playing the Giants, Minnesota, and then we play the Giants again. That's crazy, man.
It is a little crazy.
That's crazy.
What we got here?
And
Captain Demps joins the party. Basketball cap.
Oh no, this Eagles, bro. This Eagles.
No. Our good friend Captain Demps has joined the room. It's an inside joke. We were messing around last night.
Oh, okay.
But I see what I get what you're saying. So you got the Giants twice over 17 days or whatever that is, right?
Even
then at the end of the year,
that's what I'm saying.
At the end of the year, we're at Washington. At the end of the year, we're at Washington, then at Buffalo, and then home for Washington. Yeah, so it's a pain. I get it.
Yeah. And man, if I can make it that Buffalo game, because I want to drive, I want to do a little weekend getaway. I'm gonna try to do that because I feel like the Buffalo Bills fans is just like us, man. We ain't jumping off tables because we ain't that stupid. We might mess up our city, but our town, but we not jumping off tables, But I ain't mad that they do that, but I'm just saying I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it. I'm too old to jump on it.
Word, Adam, I'm 40 years old, bro. I'm not jumping off those tables.
I just turned 46 a month ago. I am not jumping into crew tables anymore. That 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, definitely.
Yeah, 20 years
now,
ago, definitely, but nah,
now I'm in a chair over here with a beer and a shot like that. That looks dangerous.
Yeah, you know the funny thing is, I was getting out of the van because I drive sprinter. I deliver coffee and I drive a sprinter van, and I hit my knee on like where you close the back door where it splits with the buckle in the floor. I hit my knee between that, man. When I felt that, I said, "Oh my god." I had to sit down for a second because it was like, man, that hurt, but it was like, bruh, like they say when you get older, man, it's like when you feel that pain, you gotta sit down for a second.
You gotta sit. Yeah, you gotta go. It doesn't get any better. I wish I could tell you.
That's why, man. That's why I follow the procedures of safety of getting out of vans and stuff like that. Cause like I'm not trying to hurt myself, not on like especially trying to get like workers comp from a job. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, Keenan says he thinks the NFL thinks the 2 DC games might mean something. I agree, and that's why they're there at the end. Keep in mind, folks. It used to be over the last probably 5 years or whatever. We did a lot of Dallas games towards the end of the year. What this schedule this year is showing you, opening against Dallas, and then we're done with them right before Thanksgiving. We don't play them. We're done with them before Thanksgiving, the 2 games against Dallas. We got both games against Washington at the end of the year. So the league is telling you we don't see Dallas as the threat to Philadelphia. We see Philadelphia and Washington as the rivalry in that division now.
I got a question.
Yeah,
do you feel though it's Deebo Samuels is a threat now that he's on Washington?
So I don't think Deebo. I think Washington's a threat just because of how dynamic their offense is, but I think that's a lot due to obviously the way the kid plays, Daniels.
Yeah.
But he's also got Cliff Kingsbury there as his offensive coordinator, who is a fantastic offensive mind. There's a lot of people thinking Jaden Daniels might go into a sophomore slump this year. I don't think that's going to happen because
I don't think
he's
so
still
either.
got Kingsbury as his OC. If there's going to be a slump, I think it happens next year because I think Washington's offense is going to be good this year, and that means Kingsbury is going to eventually get offered a really fat head coaching gig, and he's going to jump.
Yeah, because
then Washington's going to be left with no OC, and that's when you'll see that kind of downswing a little bit when you don't have that creativity on the offensive end anymore.
Okay. I respect.
But Deebo versus who though? So I mean, I guess
that's what I was trying to say.
I think he makes them better versus a whole lot of teams in the league. I don't think he makes them all that much better against us. Right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Even that that the Cowboys got Pickens, like it's like we don't care. Like man, to be honest, like the way the defense played, I ain't scared of nobody, man. We gonna win every game, man. To be honest,
I don't have I don't fear. Now look, so we demolished Washington in that NFC Championship game. We hung 355 points on them. Now, has the gap closed a little bit? Yeah, it has. We lost some talent. They got some more talent. So yes, the gap has closed a bit, but it is not shut all the way. Russ Taylor, what's up, my man?
Russ, what's going on?
What's up, Russ?
What's going on?
Long time no see, Russ.
I know. I'm trapped at work right now, so I just had to poke my head in. I know you guys have already talked about the tush push.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about player safety, we need to ban the Lambo leap.
Yeah.
Ban the Lambo leap. And the second thing would be don't use the tush push until November 10th, and then use it 9 times on November 10th.
Yes, I said that.
I would take that opening drive. Opening drive, I would just run that play over and over and over.
That was one of my comments when we was talking about. I said that. I said, yo, we just should just run the tush push down their throats, man. It don't matter, bro. Just because you tried to ban it.
That's I will be over in 1 second for you, okay, man? All right. I will catch you
Russ,
guys
I agree
later,
with you,
okay?
Okay,
man. All
man.
right, brother. Be good.
All
Bye.
right.
Take care. Russ Taylor
I said
dropping
the
in.
same
Love it.
thing, Adam. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, well, we was talking about it earlier, but you could scroll back and look at the comments. I said that when we play them, we should just run the tush push down their throats, man. Don't
Down
even
their throat. Opening drive. The first
Let-
drive the
let's
first
say
drive that we have, I would just run it down their throat.
Yeah, let's say Saquon run it to the 1 yard line, and we do the tush push every time. Yo, he get a long touchdown. Let him run it to the 1 yard line and just do the tush push, man. And then I promise you they'll ban it next year after that.
Oh,
Like,
that's
if
gonna
they do
happen
that.
anyways. That's gonna happen.
Man,
They got 20. They
I
got
feel
22 votes this time. It'll happen. The next time they vote, it'll happen.
I feel like because nobody's getting hurt, like that's what's really keeping it going along. Cause man, imagine like people getting hurt
Oh, that would change
every time.
everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If guys
saying.
were getting
So
hurt, it would totally change it.
nobody getting hurt. I feel like even when what's the name changed his stance in the Super Bowl, and then after he changed his stance, it was like a video of him like he getting neck massage, and it was like, yo, bro, like what? Like, yo, bro, you get millions of dollars. What the heck you need a neck massage for, bro?
Banning the tush push is not what's on the docket. It's what they're trying to do is ban being able to push or pull a player
because
at any point anywhere in the game.
Nobody else can do it.
That's all.
I was saying, I forgot who we talking about this, and I forgot who said it. They was like, do they ban the defense from pushing? Like, say the linebackers push the defensive tackle into it, and he was like, no, there's no rule against that. So if it's like no teams doing that, like it is. I feel like, man, because nobody else can do it, they hate us. Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate, and haters gonna hate.
Russ Taylor, I shit you not. Right when I started talking to you, someone was like, "Cheetos got stuck in the vending machine." God damn, dude.
Oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Oh, hey, if he worked for Lexus, them places, the car dealerships, man, you better hope you get your if you get a soda or chips, man, because that happened to me, and I was like, man, can I get my money? So I know that feeling.
All right, I gotta wrap it up here, but Brian, go ahead and give me your prediction for the season. Look at the schedule the way it's now. And it's early. Nobody's still need to lock in, but just looking at it right now, what do you think we do regular season?
We win every game, man. I stand
every game 17-0.
I stand doing it.
I love it.
Stand doing it,
man.
I
absolutely love it. I'm gonna be more modest, and this is a very rough schedule. I don't like the way some of it's laid out. I think 12-5 is probably realistic. But hey, you want to call it 17-0, man? I'm here for it.
17-0. All right, but have a good night, Adam. Man,
you too, man. Thank you for dropping in, man. It's great talking to you again. I haven't seen you in a while.
I had a good time, man. I be driving. Like I said, I deliver coffee, and I deliver coffee in like the tri-state area. So I be driving in the daytime. So it's like I can't be getting on. Sometimes I be tired.
Sure. No, that's all. I get it, man. I'm with you.
All right, but have a good night.
All right, bud. You too, man. Take care. Be safe out there.
All right, you too.
Brian Walden joining in. Russ Taylor dropping in before we had a Cheeto accident. Yeah, just to put a bow on the schedule and put a bow on the night here. I like where the bye week is. I like the fact that we're not playing any teams that are coming off a bye week. I like this 4-game stretch. What is it? From week 5 through week 8. Home for Denver, at the Giants, at Minnesota, home for the Giants. And then we go into the bye week, right? And then you come out of that and it becomes, and the schedule really gets rough. But opens a little rough, soft spot in the middle, and then finishes up strong. So, I mean, overall, it's not terrible. I don't like, obviously, no back-to-back home games. First time that's ever happened to a defending champ. I don't like the positioning of the Tampa game and the Buffalo game. Flip those two around, and it's a much more enjoyable experience. Mostly because I don't like the fact that they have us at Tampa in September again. This is 3 years in a row, and it's bullshit. So, anyways, folks, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get down and get my sweat on here. So, you guys take care. I'm gonna try to get the boys together next, I think, Thursday evening for Heart of the Order, and that'll be later. I've got to accommodate folks. I'm home earlier than I think Chris and Lou are. Chris may be roughly the same time as me, but Chris has also got younger children. He's got to see them to bed and whatnot. And Lou gets off a little later, so we can't really do the 6 o'clock start. The 8:30 start for that show kind of makes more sense. I don't know if we get to a point where we pre-record and then post or whatever. The 8:30 start is a little rough. But we'll keep working on it. Still trying to work out format and stuff for that show too. So come on back and join us if you can. If you're up that late next week, right now looking like Thursday night for episode 4 of the Heart of the Order podcast. All right. Until then, folks, I thank you all for joining. Lou, Russ, Keenan, Bryant, Cap, and anyone who watches or listens later on. The counter goes up higher than that, and a lot of you don't say anything. So I think you're just sitting there in hiding. Let's get these speakers turned back up so I can take you down.
Left channel. Right channel.
There we go. All right, folks, take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the upcoming weekend. It's a holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. While you're enjoying your barbecues or whatnot, please remember why we have that extra day off, okay? And pay your respects to that as well. All right? Until we meet again, folks, take care. 3-day weekend. So enjoy, but don't go too crazy. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Remember, that judge is not back in until Tuesday. And as always, folks, go Birds.
Yes, she said, tell me like yeah, singing all weekend. And heart on fire, heart on fire, heart on fire.
All right, folks, take care. Be good. We'll talk soon. Love you.